here I am with Nestor Figueroa of MrGreenEnergy.com, and this is it's a green energy project. It's a company. When did you guys start Mr. Green Energy?
Well, Mr. Green Energy was started by Dan Green, who's currently now in Maui. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of the company. He's the Chief Executive Officer. And I'm based here in Kauai, so we're working both ends to help bring this green technology to all of Hawaii. Dan's been working on this for quite some time. I just joined his as a partner in his business in February of this year. And so our intent really is to create a infrastructure for hydrogen as a transportation fuel for cars throughout Hawaii. The state of Hawaii has got a major commitment to use more renewable energies, and there's a lot of different projects going on throughout the state. There's a big project going on in Oahu right now with GM. Has made a commitment. This past December, they made a major commitment to have 15 refueling stations, hydrogen refueling stations on Oahu. So they're working with a couple of partners over there to make that happen. There's a big geothermal project going on the Big Island of Hawaii, and that primarily is a company called H2 Technologies is working to create the hydrogen infrastructure there, and we partner with them in various projects. Like in Maui right now, we're looking at putting together plans for hydrogen infrastructure in Maui, and in there we would use the renewable energy coming from a waste to energy conversion project in one of their sewage operations on Maui. So, you know, there's various different ways that we can put together these kind of hydrogen solutions for organizations, for cities, for companies, and that's what we're in the business of doing.
Wow, that's a lot of ways to get energy from the environment that we have around us, and a lot of the things that have been mentioned as just possibilities before, you guys are going to try and make as a reality.
Yeah. I mean, there's different ways. See, our mission and vision is to create a hydrogen infrastructure from renewable energy. That means it's either coming from solar power, it's coming from wind, it's coming from hydro, it's coming from the waste to energy conversion plants like the sewage plant in Maui, and that way it's a full 100% recyclable, renewable energy system. So for instance, there's technology available currently, machines that do electrolysis. Electrolysis is a process that breaks down water into hydrogen and oxygen molecules, and then the hydrogen is siphoned off, and then we keep it in cylinder containers, and then it can be reused, just like, you know, that piece of wood that's right there in the fireplace. That's potential energy sitting right there. Well, that could be a cylinder of hydrogen sitting right there that you could use to power your car, that you could use to power your house.
So no more gas tank.
Just like a propane tank sits in your house, that could be a hydrogen tank sitting in your house and powering energy for your house. I mean, ultimately, that's the power of hydrogen. And it's everywhere, it's all around us. And in a tropical environment like Hawaii is, these types of machines that do this electrolysis can actually pull water out of the atmosphere just from, water that exists in the air, exactly. The humidity in the air, it just pulls it right out of there and then does that conversion process. And the kind of refueling stations that we want to introduce to Hawaii would be those kinds fueling stations using those kinds of machines. They would either be powered by solar, or it could also be powered by hydro power that's off-peak hours, during the day, during the night. So these systems would be running 24 hours a day, producing hydrogen and storing it in these tanks that then could be used for gasoline pumps and cars to fill up with fuel. So
it'd be like a gas station is now. You drive up and instead of gasoline, you'd be filling up
with hydrogen. Exactly. That's exactly how it would work.
Well, what can we expect to see from Mr. Green Energy in the transformation of Kauai from gas to going green?
Well, right now we're looking to lease some property. Our ultimate goal here on Kauai is probably about 3 to 5 of these type of refueling stations, and that would probably take care of most of the population here on Kauai, since it's a very small population. Also, along with that, what we plan to build are facilities that will convert existing cars to hydrogen. You know, one thing is you could buy a hydrogen car, you know, from most major manufacturers have them now, but they're still very expensive. But what we plan to tap into is all the existing vehicles that already exist that can easily be converted to hydrogen for somewhere in the neighborhood of $2,500 to $3,000 per vehicle, depending on the size of the car.
Oh, that's pretty good. So you don't have to go and it's not like buying a whole new car.
Yeah.
Well, let me see. That covered a lot of my questions. But could you tell us a little bit about the technical aspect involved on switching a car that exists running on gasoline to running on hydrogen? Is it a different carburetor? Is it a different kind of...
There's some modifications that need to be made to the carburetor, not very extensive. Mostly it's the putting in of a tank that's, you know, fully... it's very safe. I mean, this is kind of stuff that's been used for quite a long time now. If you've ever heard of a car running on natural gas, those kind of conversions, it's basically the same kind of conversion that would be done for this, except that rather than having natural gas in the tank, what you've got is hydrogen flowing.
Sure. So that's like those little trucks they have at the airport with the little cylinders on the back, and they pull your bags to the airplane.
Yeah, one of those. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You know, here you'd have the tank would be probably in most cases in the trunk of somebody's car, and then that there would be some lines that would lead to the carburetor and feed that hydrogen right to the engine.
So it's in addition to your existing gas tank, so if you still wanted to, you could run on gas.
Yes, you could. Yes,
So-
run on gas or switch over and run on hydrogen.
Cool. So how long do you think it'll be before we get some ads that say, put your car on hydrogen today for only X number of dollars?
Well, we're working on that. We're working fast and furious on that. You know, it's still a question of raising the capital that we would require for a system like this. What we're talking about, a station with about four pumps on it. You're looking at somewhere around the neighborhood of $8 million. So, you know, altogether we're looking at somewhere between 20 to 30 million to have these different 2 or 3 refueling and conversion facilities on Kauai. So that's what we're working on currently. I can't give you any types of deadlines at this point, but that's what we're working on.
Cool. So is Mr. Green Energy going to be like a energy company? Will it be...
We'll do both things. One, we'll be an energy fabricator. I mean, we'll be doing the actual electrolysis and storing of hydrogen for multiple uses, both cars and transportation fuel use, and also for home backup systems when the power goes out on your
emergency generator?
Emergency generator, exactly. So rather than having an emergency generator, you could have a tank of hydrogen as your backup fuel, and then a fuel cell, hydrogen fuel cell that would convert that hydrogen into electricity. So that's another one of the products that we will be providing our customers with. So we'll do the hydrogen generation, we'll do the hydrogen fuel distribution, and the conversion of the existing vehicles, and then other energy sources like the backup generator systems, hydrogen systems.
So you guys needed a place where you can put the base at, and
we're looking right now. There is a location in Kauai. I can't disclose any more details about that, but that's a central location right now that's got the qualifications that we need in order to be able to do this kind of distribution. So
already got a place in mind? So.
Yeah, we're in the midst of some conversations with partnering with another organization that has the space available, and we're looking to see how we can make that happen there.
The other things you'd be investing in are of course to put the car on hydrogen, which are tanks and hydride tanks, I assume. modification facility.
Well, that would all be part of the conversion price tag. So for 2,500 or 3,000, depending on the size of engine and whether we're dealing with a car or a truck, in terms of the conversion, that all includes the tank and all the wiring and everything else to do the full conversion.
Would you be having your own workers under Mr. Green Energy do it, or would it be something like the local garages and you supply the parts? Or?
No, our plan is to have a fully running facility. So that will create some green jobs here on Kauai. Both all the garages basically that will do these different types of conversions. And to start with, we're looking at a plan to have like 10 bays available to do like 10 conversions. The conversion should run somewhere between 2 and 3 days per vehicle, depending on, again, the complexity of what we're dealing with, how old the vehicle is, how new it is, and other kind of factors.
So fuel injection, not a problem?
No. We can do it for any kind of car.
Okay, cool. So what can we do to promote our island, Mr. Green Energy, and our island going on hydrogen?
Well, if anybody's interested in any investment opportunities, that would be key. That would be number one. You can certainly send them our way, and we can have some conversations regarding that. I think right now, one of the things that we plan to do is to do more education. Like what the information that we're putting on Ho'ike right now is to inform the population, get people more knowledgeable about green technology. I started teaching a course at a local high school here in Anahola, Kanu'i Kapono, and doing a green technology course there, so that I can start to bring some of these concepts into the youth and into the upcoming generations, so that we'll have a clear path set. The commitment from the state is to have this type of renewable energy systems in place by 2020. And then, right here on Kauai, our mayor has made some major commitments by 2015 to have all different types of renewable energies being used, so that we can wean ourselves from the high cost and the whole tie that we have with the petroleum industry.
Good going, Mayor. Cool. That sounds cool. And you guys are a profit group. They're a profit group, and the investors. They'll be investing, and they'll share in this profit.
In terms of dividends from this kind of business. It's a green business, totally green business, and our commitment is to bring this step into Hawaii for sure.
And they can feel good about it too. It's a good investment.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of investors now looking to what they call impact investors, looking to invest their money where will make a difference, and especially in the area of green technology. And this is that type of business.
So you haven't been getting any pushback from the big boys at the oil companies or anything, have you?
Not yet. I think they're pretty busy dealing with other issues right now. I mean, in Kauai and Maui, where we're working at, it's very small type of scenarios, but it's all been good so far. It's all been positive, very positive feedback. People are very interested in what we're bringing. So,
cool. Is Kauai a really good example or a model, a good starting place for this technology?
It is, because of its size. It's the kind of place where we can demonstrate the benefits of this technology in a short period of time. We can see very clearly how much of a difference it will make in terms of the number of cars that we're able to convert to hydrogen, and that's what makes it attractive to me personally. I live here on Kauai, so I want to make that difference here at home before we start going other places.
That sounds good to me too. So we explained electrolysis. This is all technology that has been around since.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time. If you look on our website, www.mrgreenenergy.com, you'll see an old interview that we had there with Jack Nicholson in 1978.
Wow, that's one.
Yeah, where he's actually done, along with some of collaborators that he's worked with, he's got a fully running car vehicle running on hydrogen, and that was in the mid 70s. So this has been around before the 70s. This whole concept of using hydrogen as a transportation fuel.
So it's really safe. Let's talk about the hydrogen tanks and its safety. When we think of hydrogen, people think of the famous airship that went down in the 30s or so, but the Hindenburg, right? So, but this is a lot safer than that.
It's a lot safer, and there's a lot of misconceptions too about just the whole Hindenburg accident and how it occurred.
I heard it was the paint that caught fire or something on there.
The paint and the actual material that they used to cover the blimp is the actual thing that caught on fire. The hydrogen itself, hydrogen is highly flammable, but it just disappears in no time. You know, in split seconds.
It joins back with the atmosphere.
Yeah, very so. And in any event, the tanks that we use, the Kevlar tanks, they're completely safe. They've been used for many years under all different types of applications and trucks, and you know the way that ammonia gets transported from place to place, and
so
there are other technologies that are coming around that are proving to be even less expensive and stronger and more reliable. So that technology is improving quite fast.
Cool. Well, that's cool.
It's definitely safe. It's just as safe as, like I said, you've got a propane tank in your backyard. It's safer.
Yeah, I heard that even if you try to cut these tanks open and you try to set them on fire while they're fully loaded with hydrogen, it just smolders like a cigarette would. It won't blow up.
Yeah, and it won't get to that point. I mean, they're like the types of conversion installations that we do in cars, they all have mechanisms to you know, if there's any kind of leakage or anything happening with the tank, it automatically shuts itself off, or you know, it just dissipates out the hydrogen in a way that it doesn't become any kind of you know, real issue.
Well, that is a smart system. Cool. So by 2020, you say you think?
Yeah, but we're here on Kauai. We're on a shorter timeline than that. I mean, our intention is within the next 2 years to have this up and running here on Kauai.
Wow, that would be great. I would love to have my car running on hydrogen. It's not that efficient at all, but
yeah, given the price of oil and gasoline keeps going up and up and up, you know, and we're always at the mercy of some external source for where we're getting our gasoline, especially here in Hawaii. You know, to be able to produce our own energy, transportation energy specifically, would be a great benefit to the Hawaiian Islands.
Sounds like a great project, and congratulations to Mr. Green Energy and you and Dan Green for putting this together, and hopefully we can get everybody involved in investing and getting behind supporting it any way you can.
Again, our website is mrgreenenergy.com. Please, you know, if you have any comments or any ideas or anything that you want to relate to us, you can get access to us through our website.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.